All right. There we go, baby. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. So we are here working out all the kinks because that's what you got to do, right? You got to work the kinks out. Got to work the kinks out. Go ahead and get everything situated here. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yep. Okay. Boom. Okay. Okay. Who's live? Hold on. Hold on. So we got some things that we need to talk about here. And the thing that excuse me. The thing that we got to talk about here, or the thing that we're talking about for now, is going to be about how you can still win at everything and then still lose. All right. So let's see. We want to do this. Yeah. And this is how you work out the kinks, man. You work out the kinks by doing. You don't work them out by just not doing. You got to do, and then do some more, right? All right. Here we go. Good. Okay. All right. So we test things, right? Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Seeing what works, seeing what don't work. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. So live stream is definitely working. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So the first thing I want to do, very first thing I want to do, all right, is I want to explain to everyone that's in here, right? I want to explain that life, as I know it, as we all know it, deals us kind of crap hands sometimes, right? And the hand that life is going to deal us is not always the one that we always get. And I want to start off by telling a story. All right. So the story that I want to tell is about myself and my own little journey. So it all started with losing. When I was graduating from high school, right? When I was graduating from school, I had my heart. I had all of it set up on buying a Camaro. Like that was like my my go all be all thing. I thought that having the same Camaro that like Bumblebee and all that had, I thought it was gonna be like the end all thing. You know, I thought this was like a Lamborghini to me back in those days. Like, you know, coming out of high school, looking at some. I remember it to this day. I was walking home from my job, and I looked at this thing, man, and like, I was like, oh man, I was right in front of a CVS, and there was this lady, older lady. She was driving a Camaro. I can't remember what color it was, but I remember it was a Camaro. And I went up to her and I said, "Hey, ma'am." Now I'm pretty sure I was scared the crap out of this lady, you know, because you know some guy comes up, you know, especially being a brother and all that. She come up and she was like, and I said, "This is a nice car. Do you really like it? Because I want to have one like it as well." Thinking to myself that all of this shit is out of reach, man. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to get a, you know, like a Camaro. No way in hell I'm gonna be able to get any of this shit, man. Thinking to myself, you know, all I'm gonna be able to afford or do whatever is just to work at my dead end job and things like that. That's I swear to God, that's all I was thinking. That me getting a Camaro was like the beginning of something that was like the end state. To me, that was a Lamborghini in my life, right? I thought it would make my life better. And if I had enough money to buy that car, then I'd be able to pay for like my own bills, buy nice stuff for myself. So at 18 years old, 17, 18 years old, I was thinking to myself that, you know, if I can afford to make like payments on a Camaro or some crap like that, that this would be the thing of me saying that I made it. And here I am. Here I am now at 30 years old, okay? 30 years old, having gone through a lot, having seen a lot of stuff, having lived in other countries, having just experienced a lot of different things in life. I look at these things now and I say that the things that I want now and the things that I have now, they are totally different than the things that I had, you know, let's say years ago, you know what I mean? So it makes everyone wonder. It makes me wonder. It makes me look at myself sometimes and think, wow, times actually do make people change. And the same thing I think can be said about yourself or anybody that's watching this is like, you're not who you were 10 years ago. You're not who you were 12 years ago or 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Like we're always constantly evolving. We're constantly changing. And it's a dynamic and a thing that us guys, that we have to understand. In my story, looking at a Camaro saying, man, I hope one day I can afford to drive something like that, because my background, I didn't come from much. I didn't have much growing up, and the things I did have, I was grateful for. Some things I took for granted, but yeah, it definitely showed me something. And like I said, looking back now, man, like 30 years old, down the line a little bit, you know, I don't want the same things I wanted then. Now, like a Camaro, like I can pay cash for that. You know what I mean? Like I can pay cash for that. It's not, you know, it's gonna be all right. So yeah. Let's see. Okay. The thing is, this story that I'm explaining to you, right? It all starts from losing. And losing being not only because I didn't have anything, but also because even in my mindset, I thought to myself that having a Camaro was almost the equivalent of me having a Lamborghini or something like that, you know? And from firsthand experience, from living on the beach, from living in like, you know, mountain areas, living in Asia, living in Europe and things like that, like I just can see that there's more to life than just about the money and things that you have, right? And just because you live in like a beach house, or just because you live in a mountain cabin, or on a lake, or in some fancy neighborhood, or some fancy big house or whatever, these things are nice. They're good to have, and money is one of them things that it increases the quality of the life that you can have, but it shouldn't be like the center focus of where your happiness will come from, right? Because there's always part of you that's just gonna want more. Like you're just gonna want more. It's just kind of how it is. You know what I mean? So, and that's just how I feel about all of that. You know, and you know what? To better paint a picture of what I'm trying to say, all right, I want you to think about it like this. I want you to just envision this in your mind, and then see if you can see all of this, right? All right, check it out. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay. All right. There's a dynamic that winning in life means you have to have things, and things equal how successful you are. And there's some truth to that, because if I told somebody, hey man, you know, if I was trying to gauge how successful somebody is in life, the typical thing to do is say like, okay, how much money do they have? What kind of things do they have? You know, are they able to afford to go on trips? Can they buy this? And that's just how we compare. This is how we as men measure success to other men. You think about, hey, that is a high value man. Hey, this is a successful guy because he has a lot of things. He's earned his way. He's made his way. He's made money. You think about athletes, you know, everybody wants to know how much they make, because the more that they make, that means the more valuable they are. And if you can prove to, you know, whoever how valuable you are, if you can prove to the market that you're valuable, you're going to get paid more for it. And if you get paid more for it, then you're going to get to a place, right? You're going to get to a place where people tell you you're valued. Okay? All right. So with that logic, if I have a big house, I have an expensive car, I have expensive clothes and anything like that, then I am therefore successful. Like, you know what I mean? I've succeeded because I have the money, I've paid for those things, and they're paid outright. They're paid out in cash. I'm not struggling, I'm not fronting. All of it's paid for, and I can buy anything I want. Okay? Now, from the outside, like you're looking in, right? You're from the outside, you're looking in, and you're like, man, this person has it together, right? But in reality, like, it's all about what you see. Okay? You know what I mean? And this is just how it is. So, a man that's doing well for himself. A man that's doing well for himself, right? What's gonna happen is you're gonna naturally assume haters. And if you naturally assume haters, like they naturally just bring them in, you bring them in, then they're hating for a reason, because they're hating because of the things that you have. And if they're hating on you because of the things that you have, then, you know, it's just like the natural order of life. And I just want you guys to understand that, all right? And let me continue painting this picture, all right? Let's just say, let's just say, if I was a heart surgeon, and I live my life and I have my career as a heart surgeon, my life is going to be dictated by what my circle is. Do you think a heart surgeon is going to be spending a lot of time around somebody that works at a fast food restaurant? Granted, haven't been friends since high school or go way back or something like that. But I mean, like in my normal day-to-day circle, day-to-day or weekly thing, the people that I talk to, me as a heart surgeon, I'm not going to interact with this. And I'm going somewhere with this. So if you're thinking like, oh, what does this have to do with anything? I'm going somewhere with this. Okay? Because everything is about relativity. I'm a heart surgeon. I'm getting paid very handsomely from a hospital that I work at. Okay? My friends that I hang around, they are probably other doctors, right? Because you are what you hang around. And being a heart surgeon means that I'm going to have money that comes in because it's a byproduct of being, you know, a heart surgeon. You're going to make a lot of money. I don't think there's any heart surgeon on the planet that is scraping for pennies, you know, or eating top ramen every night. They're not struggling. No heart surgeon on the planet is struggling financially unless they bought a lot of things, but they're not on the poverty line. Okay? So a product of your environment, like when you're in a place and you're a heart surgeon and you're hanging around other doctors and other things like that, the things that you want are gonna align with the people that you hang around and the people that you involve yourself with, okay? Because you are what you hang around. And now that we got that established, I just want to say that if I'm a heart surgeon, I'm a guy, I got money, but there's still things that I kind of want because of the people that I hang around. Like me hanging around people like other doctors, heart surgeons, board directors, things like that. You make connections, and when you make those connections, you're making these connections so that you can bring all of this together. And you're thinking to yourself like, I want more of this, I want more of that. And you're thinking this because of the people that you hang around. And it's all about perspective, relative. It's relative to where I'm at. I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon. You know, there are standards to that. And the standards to that are talking more so about the people that you're trying to not impress, but the circle you're trying to fit in. You're the puzzle piece you're trying to fit into something that matches where you are in life. Okay. All right. me as the heart surgeon. I want to start a side business. I want to have the houses and I want to have the connections so those things can open me doors. Now, all of these things that you're seeing now, if I have the cars, I have the clothes, I have everything that financially that I want, but the other financial goals are something that I just created because I want to go higher and higher and higher. The guy across the street, all right? The guy across the street of where I live at, only thing he sees is my big house, my fancy cars, and thinks to himself, man, I wish I could upgrade my Toyota or my Ford Focus, because all of the things are relevant. Because if my neighbor doesn't have the things that I have, he's gonna look at my house, look at my cars, look at my wife, look at my kids, and probably say, hey man, I wish I had that, man, I wish I had something like that. And this is where jealousy comes up, because it's all relative to experiences. I'm a heart surgeon, okay? If I'm a heart surgeon and the guy across the street works at a restaurant, you know, or the guy across the street works at Walmart. Now, why the guy across the street would be working at Walmart and me as a heart surgeon, the neighborhoods are going to match as well. But let's just say, for example, that he does. And maybe they all room together and bought a house. It doesn't matter. It's all relative, because you're seeing what you see across the street and you're thinking to yourself, man, they must have it so nice. They must have it all, man. They must be like really grooved out with all of it. And the only thing I have to say to that, it's just all about relativity. It's all about, you know, what you're experiencing and things like that. So now you might think, right? What does this have to do with the story? How does this have to do with winning and still losing at the same time? You could have all of the money in the world. You could have all of the assets in the world, all the connections in the world. But if you're not happy doing what you're doing, if you're not content with doing what you're doing, if you are not in a place where you're not greedy and hungry for more, then you're losing. Because you could have all the money and still not be happy. You could make millions of dollars a month and still look at your life and say something is missing, right? And then how do we change that? We change that by changing our experiences, because our experiences, they kind of guide where it is that we're going. Like if I had, you know, I have my experiences and things that I go through. And my experiences have kind of molded me into who I am today, which is why I don't, you know, want the things that I wanted when I was 18. Maybe some of those things I still do want, but a lot of these things I'm not going to still do because, you know, simply just because I don't have the means to. I don't have the need for some of those things anymore. Or I've already scratched that itch, you know. So to change that, the most important thing that we have to do is we have to change our environment. And what does that look like? Changing our environment looks like us moving, right? It looks like us getting up and going into another room. That's me changing my environment to like the lowest form, right? You got somebody in your life that you're holding on to, or that you're, you know, trying to recap with and things like that, right? You got somebody in your life that's weighing you down, that's dragging you down, that's holding you back. That might be a person that you need to let go in order to fly. Because you being around people tends to make you like those people. And that's some of the hardest things in the world to get away from. If you got, you know, a friend of yours that's always doing drugs or something like that, it's only a matter of time before you start doing drugs. And maybe the first, you know, couple times, maybe the first year, 2 years or whatever, you'd be like, nah, that's not me. But eventually, one day, you're going to look at that and say, hey, let me try some. It doesn't matter if it's weed, crack, meth, whatever the kids are smoking, these fentanyl. Fentanyl for you guys out there on fentanyl, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, man, I can't for the life of me see myself ever getting hooked on fentanyl, because my circle and people that I surround myself with don't do drugs. So it's a big surprise that, oh, I don't do drugs. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. All right. So changing environment. If you up and leave the environment that you're at, you're going to be able to reach for the stars, reach for the skies, because it'll exponentially expand your horizon. Like, you'll be able to see clearly. You'll be able to really see your vision and get things done and get things moving, get things rolling, right? So if you're feeling uninspired because of, let's just say, whatever predicament you're in, you're feeling uninspired, you're feeling unmotivated, what you need to do, get up, stand up, and just go for a walk. If you got kids, put the baby in the stroller and just go for a walk with the baby. Just go for a walk with the baby. You got kids, like young kids, go for a walk with them. You got older ones that can stay at home, then get up, tell them you'll be back, go for a walk around the block. What this is gonna do is it's gonna allow you to do two things. It's gonna first allow you to get some exercise, because walking is very good for you. It's good for you physically, and it's also good for you up here. Second thing that's gonna do is it's gonna take you and change your environment, and it's gonna be ever changing because you're moving. So your environment literally is gonna be moving around you. All right. The idea is to give us a physical method of sparking motivation, and more importantly, it's going to give you a spark of inspiration. All right, so inspiration is not just about making money. It's not about it. What it is about, it's about finding a deeper meaning for existence. And oftentimes you'll hear people talk about purpose. You'll hear people talk about motivation. You'll hear people talk about inspiration and finding meaning in life, but this is what inspiration is. It's finding that deeper meaning to exist. You understand? Okay. There we go. All right, hold on. All right. So finding that deeper meaning to exist is doing something that you not only enjoy doing, but you feel like you're really making headway in what it is that you want to do. Like you're fucking moving shit, and you on it, and you just say to yourself, yo, I'm really doing something here. That if I die, I want to leave behind a legacy. Like, this is what gets inside of men. This is what makes us create children. It's what makes us start families. It's what makes us join a cause. And having that reason to exist, that inspiration, that is the thing that makes us motivated. Inspiration is here. Motivation is actually doing. The inspiration gives you the tingles. It gives you the goosebumps, on your arms, and makes you go, I gotta get this done. That's inspiration. Like, yo, the motivation is when you actually start putting in the work. And that is where things get hard, because you'll put in the work, but you don't get the outcome, and then you slow down. I'm trying to show you guys all about what we need to do to become inspired, so that way we can become motivated. That way we can get things done. And if you don't do it like that, if you don't follow that little process, just that little process right there, you're going to find yourself in a life filled with repeating circles of misery and disappointment and being upset. Remember, you could win at everything and still lose, because even if you have the money, if there's no inspiration to do something and no motivation to actually take action, then you're just going to be stuck stagnant. And I know for a fact, because that's been my life for a very long time. Very long time. And it's time for a change, which means changing your environment. All right. We're going to keep working on this live stream, guys. Add some more things, constantly improve step by step, and we'll get it on and popping. All right.